Okay. Well, I definitely knew all my life that I was different in certain ways. And I didn't, when even in high school at some point, I was actually really actualizing my fun. I was a musician. I had a Christian rock band and we were very successful. And then when I got into high school, I even made a decision. I did not want to, I wanted to fit in with the people. So I didn't even want to tell them the truth that I was always feeling, because I didn't want to upset people. I didn't want to have people react to me or judge me. So I was trying to fit in. And through the years of that, by the time I was in my 20s, 24, I had lost every bit of my creativity. I lost my mission. I lost my fun. And I was depressed on a lot of levels, and I became a serious cigarette smoker. And then it took me many years, and finally, towards my Saturn return, I literally was seeking, I was praying, I was a Christian on every level, begging God for help. And I was at Mount Shasta City Park, and a guy I met was very different than everyone I'd ever met. His name was James, and he was introducing me to God consciousness. And he would say amazing things. He would tell me some deep thing, and all of a sudden this horn would honk. And then he would say another deep truth, and over here, yes, was shout out, and I was hearing. He was in a different dimension. And it introduced me to a spiritual path, and he even told me, he said, what if one day you say yes to God no matter what it asks you to do, whatever it asks you to be, or it gives you to do. And I thought about that for years, and finally I prayed on my faith. I trusted. I walked into that door, and I prayed to God. I said, yeah, I'm going to say yes to you no matter what you ask me to do. And that led me, when I first did it, I entered into a whole new dimension. I started experiencing the world differently, because it seems like a world of many. And for the first time, I started having spiritual experiences. And then I started talking about them. And then I honestly, at some point, met the Ascended Masters through Mother Mary. It was a strange experience. I didn't understand it because I was a Christian. I didn't know it was real. But they encountered me, and they told me stuff. They said, if you keep going forward, you're going to lose your family. You're going to lose your friends. You're going to lose your religion. And I was crushed by that idea. I didn't want to lose these things. But when I started going deeper into the truth, when I met the Masters, and I started talking to my church friends about these things, I started talking about the experiences of this person that I was having, they did not want to keep talking to me. And I was crushed by that idea. So I lost some friends. I lost my religious encounters. And eventually my wife left me. I was changing. I was going deeper into my truth. And I was actually starting to speak the truth of what I came to do. And I lost a lot of friends, which is when I started falling, I was trying to save my friends and keep them. But when I started going into it, I started losing it. But I had to start letting go of my attachments. I've had to let go of my own interests, let the flow have its way, surrender and take the chance. Love it enough to tell the truth, even if they hate me, whatever it is. And so literally, it opened up my third chakra, my speaking the truth chakra. And it opened up my heart to love myself enough to do it. And that literally opened the crown chakra, or the third eye chakra, to see the higher self. And then 3 years ago, I got to a point through many, many challenges, many, many tests, many, many experiences, learning classrooms, and I finally literally met the higher self. The third eye opened to the point where I was literally in a conversation with it. And I had nothing else to do. And I literally was talking to it, and it was answering. I was in this Volkswagen bus talking to God, and I asked a question, and this guy over here shouts to his wife. He doesn't know he's answering the question. He doesn't know he's God. But who am I dealing with? It was God answering my question. I ask another question. Another person over here shouts a yes. And I was in a whole new level, so I've been living differently. I tell the truth. Who am I dealing with? I'm dealing with God. I'm going to take the chance. Am I going to judge it? No. Is it ever making a mistake? Do I even judge myself? I've become a Christian on the most intense levels of Jesus taught this stuff. Judge not, lest you be judged. Well, who are you dealing with? Yourself. They call it God, but it's really the higher self. And it's a love affair within myself, of myself. And I left the world behind. The Masters told me this would happen, and it has. So I don't even care if I fit in on some level. I do not try to survive. I have not tried to find a place to rent in 3 years. I do not try to get a job and survive. I just trust. Say yes. See what it wants me to do. and everything's working. Because when I submit on the ego level to the flow and let it have its way and say yes to it, everything works for me. For the first time, I'm on a new chapter of actualizing. And when I was talking to it, I sat down, I gave up everything. I said, okay, I let go. I'll let go of my music, I'll let go of my art, I'll let go of my friends, I'll let go of whatever it is. I want to keep going forward, whatever it takes. I'm going to trust you. And I sat still, I waited. 15 minutes later, my friends came up. They took me to Stewart. They wanted to go to Stewart, so I said yes. I'm talking to God. I get to Stewart's. I couldn't sweat. I went to my van. A guy walks up to me. He says, "You play guitar? Play me a song." I said, okay. And I knew who it was. I played him a song. I played God a song. One song I could even remember. And the guy comes, he starts crying at the end of the song. I started crying, all these emotions. He says, "Come with me." And he pulls out this iPad. And he says, "You have to take this iPad and you have to record your music. You have to put it on the internet. You have to do it." And I was intensely amazed, because if I let go of everything the ego wants, I started to actualize what I really want. And I started recording my music. I started learning how to use an iPad. 6 months later, I met another guy. He heard my music. "I'm paying for your CD." And then he started supporting me and paying for me. And who am I really dealing with? Is it people? No. I'm in a love affair completely with my higher self. And is it someone else? No, it's actually just me. So I've actually accomplished my purpose mission, which is to speak the truth, pay the cost. I'm different. I've been different my whole life. And I didn't want to be different. So I was trying to fit in. But now, do I need to be that way? No, I need to be myself and actualize my true fun. So I'm sharing this because this is the way home for humanity. Because when we were little kids, we learn emotionally to power trip when we're not getting our way. We don't get our way, we get upset. And then, or if we don't get upset, it's another level of emotion. We get mad. Oh, I'm not getting my way, darn it. And all this emotions are reactions to who? Ourselves. So like, I found the way. Like, if I submissionally give my ego trip over to the flow, then I get what I want and my emotional life is liberated and I have found peace. And not even just peace, I'm actually having fun all the time. I don't even meet that problem anymore, because why react to want my way over the flow? It's like Jesus said, "Lest you become like a little child, you'll never find the kingdom of heaven." Well, it's absolutely true. I've had to literally get back to childlike submission to the flow. And it's actually the biggest fun, and I found my way back to my childhood fun. But then since I've been living this way, a lot of my memories have come back. I've remembered many past lives. I've remembered my intentions of my incarnation. I've remembered my team, of my galactic family, of my Pleiadian,
Can you tell me what you hold?
my Pleiadian body. And I'm part of a body where I'm not going to go too much details, but we are a family on a mission to serve the souls. Who are these people? Are they temporary people living a short experience and then they're out? They're life after life after life family on this planet that I've been here working on for thousands and thousands of years. And so I've actually been with the family of Pleiadians, and we fell together into this delusion. And what's our purpose? To find our way out and demonstrate to the masses. And I am actualizing it. So I am finally, in my later life, actualizing my mission. But was I failing ever? No, I was literally came in to collapse and fall down to the emotional problems. I'm in a double Pisces. I have little emotions? No. So I would, I've been happier than the average people, but a little bit is intense. And so it pressured me to find my way out. And the way out is just to have more fun. So, I don't know. I can go deeper and deeper in all these experiences, but I've given you the best gift, which is submit to the flow. Give it its way. Who is it? It's your heart, it's yourself. And your emotions will be healed. You'll actually feel good. And you'll actually actualize your mission. So I wish you all the best, because we are a team. We're a team and a family, and we're doing this together. Am I trying to escape Earth so that I can ascend and get out of here? Not one bit. I'm actually walking through this game, finally doing what I want and having my biggest fun. Actualizing my true music gift. Actualizing my true talking mission. Because communication is my intentional purposes. So this opportunity to share is an actualization, and it's not the ego trying to make it happen. If I try to do it, it never works. If I just patiently wait for the flow, it's gonna happen.